Hey guys, it's Scott with Scotty B Cards. In this episode, I am starting a new series where I look at 5 cards under $50. I'll be doing this weekly, but I want to show 5 cards that I think are a very good price and that could be rising soon. One thing I want to emphasize is I am not telling you to buy these cards. I wanted to show you things that I think are a pretty good deal, and I want you to make your own estimates and your own evaluations based off of if you believe in the player and if you believe in the card. Second thing before we start is I want to say please subscribe. It helps the channel grow a ton and I appreciate it. Helps me be able to create these consistently. It makes it well worth my time. So here we go. So to get digging into it, the very first person I want to discuss is Clayton Kershaw. So we all know Clayton Kershaw. He is a very good pitcher. He's probably the generational pitcher of our era. The one card I want to talk about is his 2008 Bowman Chrome rookie card. So his Bowman Chrome rookie card is undervalued, just strictly undervalued. I picked one up for $16. If you can compare that to his Topps update, it's easily a $200, $300 card relatively consistently. So it's much more expensive, and if you can pick the Bowman Chrome up, which is probably more short printed to be honest, or just about the same, you can get good deals. So let's scroll down. Here's one for $59 at best offer. You can easily get it lower than that though based off of sold listings. Here's $45 at best offer. Here's $20 or best offer on auction. And if you just scroll through, you'll see even better deals. Here's $35. The one thing I'm going to point out is in the past, I would have done a lot of graded cards on this list. That's just impossible nowadays. Graded cards are worth so much because grading's so backlogged. People just buy the card graded automatically, and it raised the prices. So I'm showing raw. Just make sure when you're buying raw, you're aware that they could have condition issues. So make sure you reach out to the seller. If you're concerned, ask them for extra scans of the surface. Don't be annoying about it, but just make sure you're making a good purchase for what you believe the card is. So let's go check out the sold listings. We saw a couple for 35 and 40, but they're even cheaper out there. So yeah, here's a best offer except 35, 39. So very good price in my eyes. When the Topps update is at $200, $300, it's a good deal. The next card I want to talk about is an Alex Bregman Topps Chrome Refractor. So the reason I believe this is a good purchase is because Alex Bregman is really slept on. Reason being is because of the 2007 Astros cheating scandal where they would knock on trash cans to signify what pitch was coming. They had a camera in center field showing the catcher signs. You probably all know this. I'm not going to talk about whether I believe it was bad or not, but I just want to say Alex Bregman was good even after the year that they cheated. MLB did their investigation and they claim past 2017 the Astros stopped using this, which is hard to believe, but even past 2017 his numbers were good. In 2019 he was runner-up to Mike Trout in the MVP voting, and a lot of people had him as their first ballot, like their first pick for the MVP. So just to look at his cards in comparison to other top players, they're cheap. So this one just ended. This is a 9.5. $75 for a 9.5 isn't bad. You probably can get a raw one for probably 20 to 30 bucks. Yeah, here's a pink chrome. This one's $37.50. That is a really good deal in my eyes, especially if you compare it to people like Tatis or other big stars. Granted, Tatis is like the face of baseball now, but regardless, you can find a sepia refractor for $29.99 or best offer. Probably can get it for $20. And if you even see this is one I saw. I liked it a lot. For $68.88 or best offer, you get a prism refractor, a series 1 rainbow foil, which is basically the base Topps version of a refractor, and a base card. So I think this is a good buy. I think this could easily go up. Like these pinks, I think the pinks are really undervalued. Those are much harder to get in comparison to the regular refractors because the pinks are only in the value packs, while the regular refractors are in every single type of release, whether it's retail, hobby, jumbo, you get it. So that's just a card to look into. Also look into his rainbow foils. Those are like 20 to 30 bucks right now, and that's a really good price for those cards. After that, we have Cody Bellinger. So Cody Bellinger, his cards are super cheap. I want to just talk about his Topps update, his US 50 card. So Cody Bellinger in last March actually, his cards exploded. Part of that was because of the Gary V tweet that talked about Cody Bellinger being a good buy, and so all of his subscribers and followers went and purchased it, and for good reason. He was undervalued at the time. You can see this is the actual tweet that Gary posted. I just found it while I was about to record the video. So he posted this, and I wanted to show you the chart. This is March 23rd to this year. Looks pretty reasonable, hasn't gone up a ton, but if we go before March 2nd when he posted it, which is right here, you can see that large increase. It was like a $60, $80 card, and then he posted it and exploded. And then the hype went all the way up to about $460 before the season, and then he had a rough year and it dropped. But we cannot count Cody Bellinger's rough 2020 as really how he's going to be. He's proved for 3 previous years that he was a very good player, above average, an MVP caliber at times. He won Rookie of the Year the other year. So it just shows he's a good player. And right now, this is his PSA 10. So I'm not saying buy his PSA 10. But right now, his PSA 10 is going for about 175, compared to 453. This just shows there's potential to have the card go up. People are willing to pay the 400 top of the market price. That is possible. So if we look at the Cody Bellinger rookies, I'm actually going to exclude PSA graded cards because they're just too expensive. Right here's a SGC 8.5 for $35. Not bad. This PSA 9 went for about $50, so I guess you could get that for under $50. But if we just dig into the base cards, this is 26 minutes left for $20, $29 or best offer. Let's scroll down. This is a rainbow foil for $75 or best offer. You actually might be able to get that for less than $50. $20 or best offer. You get the idea. Let's actually go check out his sold listings just to see what they last few went for. Yeah, $19 best offer, accepted price, $24.50. And again, these aren't graded, and so you have to take that into consideration. There might be issues with them. Cody Bellinger, when he came out as a rookie, cards weren't being sent in like they are now, and so there probably are more potential 10s than a player like Mike Trout, because Mike Trout's cards have been submitted so many times that finding a raw one isn't probably going to lead to a PSA 10. This might, you never know. So Cody Bellinger is the next person I just think is a great buy. After Cody Bellinger, I talked about this guy last video I released on Saturday, but this is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This is his no number. This is like his Series 2 short print, very comparable to Acuna's Series 2 short print from the previous year in 2018. There's a lot more of these made than the Acuna, and pop reports reflect that. I think there's about 3,000 to 4,000 of these PSA graded, and there's about like 1,300 PSA graded on the Acuna cards. So there's about double or more of these made, but they're still really short printed in comparison to other players' cards. If you look at Series 2 Tatis, there's less of these out there. I think there's over 10,000 of those graded. So it's about half of those, or even less than half. So, but you can get it for $35, and these all usually have corner issues out of the pack. They were really tough to grade. If you can get this, I know it's $50 or under video, but $65 is a really good deal for a PSA 9. But you can get a raw card easily for $25 to $35 almost any day. Let's like, here's the $39 best offer, $40 best offer usually can go, 10 to 15, 20% lower than what the asking price is. Most importantly, was that a $16 one? With 40 minutes left for $16. Most importantly, just check the sold listings. That just lets you know what price you should be paying. And for this card, here's a SGC 9 for $33. So that's a really good pickup, $24 on auction. I really believe in Vlad this year. I talked about it on Saturday. I just think that because he was such a good prospect and he's put in a lot of work this last year, I think he really could have a monster year. But who knows? He might just be a really average player the rest of his career, but I don't think his talent level really can stay at that level. I think he will eventually take at least a few all-star level years over the next coming prime of his life. So, all right, so after Vlad, the last person I want to talk about, this one is at 50, slightly above and slightly less depending on the condition, but that is Ichiro. This is an Ichiro Topps rookie card. So if you look at Albert Pujols, his Topps rookie card is very expensive. If you look at Ichiro, it's very reasonable. They're both in the 2001 Topps. This is when I was watching, sold for $36 for a 2001 Topps Ichiro rookie card. Let's scroll down just to show you a little bit first, actually. But here is, another one for $29 or best offer. These probably have condition issues. Know that going into them. They're this cheap. They're probably going to have some corner edge wear, but that's okay. They're very scarce in comparison to modern cards. When I say modern, I mean like 2017 to now, because that's when people really got into the hobby. Ultra modern, we should say, like PSA qualifies them. But there's a lot less of these than there are, everything else there. So just look at Ichiro. He might be a really sneaky buy. He'll be on the ballot either this year or next year. It's 5 years after you retire, they put you onto the ballot. And he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and his cards will go up. He's probably the best Japanese player to ever come to the States. If we actually look at his stats, you can see he didn't come over till age 27. He had over 3,000 hits, and he didn't come over till age freaking 27. If he would have had the first 6 years of his 20s there, he would easily, I wouldn't say easily, he'd be close to Pete Rose's record. Because if you look, he averages 189 hits, and that's with a bunch of really bad years. But let's look at his prime, 242 when he came over. That was actually, I think 262 is the all-time record of most hits in a season. But he probably could have been there. So He is a good player. I would look at Ichiro's rookie cards. Here he is. This is a really cool one. This is the Topps Chrome traded, so it's more expensive, but it's a Pujols Ichiro dual rookie, which is pretty awesome for NL and AL, Rookie of the Year. So look into him, but let's just compare him to Albert Pujols. Yeah, $320 or best offer compared to $40 or maybe $60 at most. I'm just saying, look at that because I think there's a lot of potential there. Here's that dual rookie and the Topps version, not the Topps Chrome traded. So I think those are good buys, and I just kind of wanted to share these picks with you and let you know that I think these might be something that could help you make some money if you wanted. But more importantly for me, I'm buying these because I think eventually they'll go up, and I as a collector will not be able to have them. So I want to get them in my collection before they're out of reach for me. That happens a lot as a collector. We see these big spikes on players and you're like, gosh dang it, I don't even want to try to flip it. I just wanted to keep it. So I just wanted to show these now before that happens. So thanks guys, please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the thoughts below who you believe in, who you don't believe in, and which of these 5 cards you may consider looking into. Other than that, I'll catch you in the video this next week. Appreciate it guys, and I'll talk to you later.